Recorded on location at some of Australia's biggest Western events, we're bringing you the stories you don't hear from the stands. I'm Prue Houston, rodeo reporter with M5 Rodeo Promotions, and this is Beyond the Buckle, the podcast where we go past the arena and into the stories, the people and the partnerships behind it all. And in this episode, you're getting a real look behind the scenes, so let's get into it. Recorded right here at the Man from Snowy River Bush Festival, where tradition meets a modern grit and where some of the best Western businesses in the country are currently trading. Today I'm sitting down with the powerhouse duo behind Urban Dust Hat Bar, Fee and Ash McKnight. From a horse float idea sparked over one night to one of the most recognisable mobile hat bars in Australia, and now stepping into the next chapter with Rodeo Drifters, let's get into it. Fee and Ash, welcome to Beyond the Buckle.
Thanks for having us.
Morning, Prue.
Very excited. It's a little chilly morning we've started on, but beautiful. Sunny, but the fingers are cold. How are you guys finding it? This is your first year at the festival.
It's really good.
Yeah, it is good. It's
Family friendly. The crowd's really nice.
Very chill crowd, I agree, yeah.
Yeah, and it's steady.
Yes.
So it's a nice, and you can get away and see things. We don't usually get to see rodeos or anything, and last night we were...
Yeah, it was good. We got to the rodeo last night and we were able to see a bit of the challenge and just meet a few of the people and it's been a great experience.
I guess you need that break because it's a 4-day event. The pace, it'd be pretty hard to keep up the late, early mornings, late nights.
And sleeping in a swag.
Sleeping in a swag. Challenging.
I wasn't born for it.
No, and certainly, like I said to you, you've put together quite a look for campsite living, so good on you. So, guys, I'm going to take it right back. And, for those that don't actually know you guys from the scene, why don't you just give us a little rundown as to who you guys are?
So we met, as all modern love stories do, on the internet. And I was working over in Hong Kong, back and forth. And, we're from two completely different worlds. I'm very city-based.
I'm very country.
And he's very country. So I kind of had to adapt to country life. And I think I've done it all right.
Oh, I reckon you've
all right is an
brought your own
understatement.
twist to it as well, though.
Yeah, so I had a background in fashion since I was 6. So my dad had menswear stores. So, we bought that, and that's what we're doing now, really.
Yeah, and obviously, growing up in the country, growing up on a horse farm. I'm a farrier. I train racehorses, and then being here, I grew up on Man from Snowy River. Mm-hmm. That was my favourite film. I wanted to be Jim Craig. What an amazing journey.
Absolutely, yeah. And I mean, I feel like that's captured when you walk around here. Lots of people in our age range of that movie are kind of walking around just in that state of wonderment, whether they wanted to, whatever character they wanted to be. But, it's just phenomenal. I love how they've captured that here still.
It's super.
Absolutely. But I guess, guys, looking back at what you've built now, the trailer, the brand, travelling the country, trading, and, I've known you that whole time and I feel like that's how it's always been, but it hasn't before Urban Dust. What did life look like for you, like before you kicked off with that?
So I had a wholesaling business, sterling silver, which eventuated when I moved to the country. And then COVID hit. So cancelled orders, all that sort of stuff. So we had to pivot. We pivot a lot. So if something happens, even now, you can tell with Rodeo Drifters, we've had to pivot in the last month or so.
I think we're kings and queens of the pivot.
I think that is key to being a good entrepreneur is knowing when to pivot and how to do it fast and without
and
too
just
much.
to do it. And I think I'm a bit of a risk taker. This one freaks out a lot. And I'll just be like, oh, yeah. So, when things cost a lot of money, I'm probably, I don't care. But when things are like minimal cost, I'm like, nah, we can't.
I'm not paying $5 for that coffee.
I'm not going to Kmart and spending. But,
it is funny, though, because Fee is a risk taker and I'm the conservative one when it comes to money. It doesn't bother her one bit.
Yeah.
But I'm probably, in my background, I take risks every day, but my risks just generally end up me getting injured.
Right.
So Fee can tell you a lot of stories of our time together.
Like
and
any
how
good
many-
country boy.
Yeah, and look, the running joke was there for a while that I had my own wing in emergency. So I was on a first name
It kind of has
basis.
a nice sound to it, though, the Ashley McKnight wing.
Yeah. Shout out to the nurses at Castlemaine Emergency. So, they've been great over the years for sure. So.
Yeah.
Oh,
I've got very good at speeding.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, no, I haven't.
On country roads safely.
Yeah.
And I think that blend of risk taker with the more conservative, it works well, because if both of you were like that, it would be a little crazy. And I think that balance is kind of what I've seen makes you guys kind of that yin and yang. It works.
It's definitely.
Yeah.
But I do want to revisit that kind of spark moment you had, Fee, that one night where you just suddenly were like, we're getting a horse float and kicking this off. So tell me, how did we get there?
So that was the Bali story that Ash was.
Oh, right.
Off
The
camera.
off camera.
Yeah, the off camera moment.
Yeah, that's not for public, that story.
So I was just laying in bed and we'd started Urban Dust, the store, and it was going very well. And we'd
The bricks
come back,
and mortar in
So
Malden,
we'd come
yep.
back from Fort Worth and we're inspired over there. And we've got a gorgeous little country town. And I was like, this will be perfect for what we were doing.
Yep.
And so we opened that, and then we went to Bali for New Year's, and then we were lying there, and I was, how about if we just get a horse float and we start going to events? And then I still don't know how did it happen with M5? Like, I don't know if I just contacted them, but
It worked
they
a bit
were
backwards.
on board straight away.
Yeah.
And we
And
probably
having
wouldn't
known
be-
that they had just started also.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And we wouldn't be where we are without their support, because since day dot,
Yeah.
they were like, "Yep, great concept, let's go." And
But it was a very work backwards thing, because I think M5 was actually on board before we even got the horse float. Fee said, "Hey, let's do a mobile event."
Locked them away. Yeah.
And she goes, "I've reached out to this rodeo in Echuca, M5 Rodeo." I said, "Okay, no worries. How are we going to do that?" And then I got a barrage of Facebook Marketplace horse floats, and I was like, "Yep, no worries." So we're we're going to Gundagai. I said, "Are we?"
Wow.
We went to Gundagai. We bought a horse float. We towed it home. I had 3 weeks to get it ready for the rodeo.
Yeah.
We pulled it off, and the rest is history. And here we are.
Exactly. And I think, just to make it clear for everyone listening, that you did already have a bricks and mortar store in Malden, which for most people would be enough.
Yep.
And your thought is, no, let's take it on the road
Yep.
as well. So just so everyone's well aware, your beautiful little store in Malden, and yes, one of my favourite little towns. But that's what amazes me, is that you didn't kind of put the brakes on at all. You just went for it.
No.
Amazing.
Why not?
And Ash, I'll ask you, we've covered a little bit before, your upbringing. 5th generation,
Yeah.
Malden local, horses always been part of your world, studying as a farrier, becoming, recognised as a internationally trained farrier, I believe. So you've worked day in and day out on that, but seeing your lifestyle evolved into where you're at now, it's still within the Western life, but you've become almost like a different career choice too.
Oh, for sure. I probably always, I was never big into rodeo. Kids, we competed at Pony Club and different things, and, horses were your life, whatever discipline you were looking at. But it's all been thoroughbreds and race horses for me. And, I probably, if you go back a bit, I left school to work with my dad in about 1997. Ended up breaking in horses for about 10 years, and broke in about 400 horses in that time. And we had a pretty big clientele that we exported horses into Malaysia.
Okay.
And then through necessity ended up a farrier.
Yep.
As any horse owner would know, farriers can be a bit hard to come by, and consistency and quality. And I really threw myself down the rabbit hole of that journey. So you can attest to that when I put myself through my international exam. if she never hears the ring of an anvil again, it'll be too soon. She used to hate it. Be out in the garage making
Ding,
shoes.
ding, ding.
I've put the new barn way down the other end of the driveway.
And evolved into a pretty big business.
Yeah.
Just sort of back about 7 or 8 years ago, I had a very big business, pretty much solely ran. I had a few workers there from time to time, and that's
And I
a
hear you're
difficult
still on
challenge.
speed dial for a few of your favourites, right?
Yeah, the favourites are still there, and
Yeah.
Fee does sort of go, "Who's ringing you at 10 o'clock at night?" Oh,
And they're always glamorous women.
yeah. So,
Okay.
Yes.
but look,
The little black book of a farrier.
I've got to meet some great people, and they have some great skill sets of their own. So you
Yep.
never know when you just might need their advice. So,
Absolutely true. Yeah.
It's been a great journey, but I've got to say I'm loving the new chapter in our life.
Yeah.
We travel the world. We travel to events. I'm now, I'm not going to say hat expert yet, but
Getting there.
You've
yeah,
certainly
I'm going to say
thrown.
hat nerd. I'm definitely a hat nerd.
That's
so-
where it starts. That's the respect for the craft, you know. And also we'll add, she's around here somewhere, Addie, but you get to do this as a family, which is what a lot of people don't get to do in their working lives, you know, and have their children along with them. So
I just
that's
hope
amazing.
she appreciates it
I think
later
she
because it's a
does.
bit hard. It is hard when you're that young, but like we both worked in family businesses, so we grew up and we don't hate our parents because of it. So
Not all the
hopefully-
time, anyway.
I think it's character building. I think it's character building. And, you know, I don't think kids ever look at what their parents do. I mean, you could be Hollywood actors and your kids would be like, oh, my mum is so embarrassing. Like, it's pretty normal, but I think she will look back because you've given her an experience, a life, a viewpoint of the world that is what a lot of people don't get to see.
And she does love horses, so it's with
Yeah.
events like this, she can really get inspired. by
Absolutely.
what's around her, and the kids around these events. Oh my God, they're the
Kids are
most
awesome.
gorgeous. Like I have not like they don't sit on their iPads. They're not on their phones. They're
Yeah.
just out there like
Living and enjoying
and seeing what's out there.
Yeah.
Like, and as Australians, you need to see what the country's got to offer. And like we've said, it's a definite tick the box moment
Same.
for people
Must,
to come
yeah.
to this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Like, and I don't know if it's really that advertised, especially someone who's come from the city.
Yeah.
You don't get to know about all these events.
Well, that's why we've got this podcast, so we can cross that
Exactly.
bridge and make people understand that it is achievable to come as a spectator
Yeah.
and not even have horse
No.
experience or even have horses in your world, but just like an interest in. And I said to Nicole yesterday, we kind of at our age look back at our childhood with some nostalgia
Yes.
because certain things just don't exist anymore.
Mm.
And you come here to this and it's all there, it's happening. You know, the kids aren't on their phones and
Yeah. Mm.
they're running around and they're, just having a great time. And
Yeah.
there's a sense of freedom in that. So
Yeah.
And you've got to appreciate the skill of these kids too. So we've got the juniors and the striplings out there competing, alongside our open competitors. And we've got this great obstacle course behind us. And,
yeah.
we look at what these great young horse kids are
Absolutely.
achieving.
Yep. And even having the
unreal.
confidence to enter, perform in front of a
yeah.
crowd.
Give it a go.
And, we've been watching the bareback course and, the same challenge for the, a 14-year-old as there would be for a 35-year-old. And it's just like good on them. So it's been pretty impressive. Taking a quick break here to thank our supporters, the Man from Snowy River Bush Festival, one of Australia's most iconic celebrations of horsemanship and Western lifestyle. And of course, where this episode of Beyond the Buckle was recorded. Now let's get back to it. And I think, like we touched on, Ash, with you becoming, quite serious about steaming, restoring hats, crafting hats. What do you think you love most about finding that little niche within
I
this
think
world?
I love finding the right hat for the right person. We have a lot of people come to us, I don't look good in hats.
Right,
I can never
challenge
find
accepted.
a hat. Yeah, exactly. And I say to a lot of people, I don't know which one's right. I said, it'll be the first one you pick.
Usually.
Like a wedding dress.
I just think most of the time people are drawn to something that takes their eye. Now, whether that's the beautiful orange hat like you're wearing, Prue, and, or it's something like Fiona's got on, which we'll touch on a little bit later, or the one I'm wearing in the Navy. So,
Yep.
it's just finding what works for you and what you love. And I think my journey's evolving, and with this whole Rodeo Drifters and stuff like that, that's coming along. We're getting myself into custom hat making as well.
Yep.
So we've sort of kicked that off, and it has stalled a little bit because we have been away on a trip and
fact-finding mission.
But I'll get stuck into that when I get home from here.
Definitely.
And,
well, we are going to touch on a few things for the future, but I think I'd love to go back to that first event that you whisked away to.
Yeah.
What did you think it was actually going to be like versus how it actually went? Do you remember?
I think it was bigger than what we thought it was going to be,
So
and
this
we
was-
took a lot of stock.
What was the first event? The very first?
The
Sugar
Rodeo
Rodeo.
with
Yeah,
M5.
M5 Rodeo.
Yeah. So we rocked up to that. We had the horse float. We had minimal hats and a lot of clothing.
Yes.
And then, so it's now refined where we now know what people want.
Yes.
So we've reduced the clothing, but it's very specific. And then the hats are still quite specific now.
Yep.
We don't have the range that we had before.
Yep.
And I was taking fedoras. And
Yep.
So we've got different events that we go to too. We don't just do rodeos.
That's
So we
right.
do the races. So at the races, we'll take something that's a bit different.
Different
and we'll
clientele
cater what we take to the market.
It might be a music festival,
So,
or it could be
yeah.
a pop-up, it could be a hat bar at a wedding.
Yeah. So as we're ticking those off, we're knowing exactly what stock we need.
Yeah.
And it's refining the process, which is
And I think that's where your fashion background and your eye, Fee and I are both wearing coats from the store. And this is the sort of thing that stops people in their tracks.
Yeah.
Because you do have an eye for picking up just those unique pieces that still nod to the Western cowgirl country vibe, but they're different to what everyone else is doing.
they're
So
quite classic and something that you can wear for a period of time and not.
I'm
for
going to
a
go and
season.
take over a ranch in Yellowstone, and I'm feeling very inspired right now with my Beth Dutton coat on. But yeah, I think, and I have seen the stock change over time and how you guys have evolved, because I think I stumbled across you at Denny, which
Yes.
another massive event
Yeah.
that you threw yourselves into.
Yeah.
And have seen, how you've managed to sort of, and I guess, get a read on the community that you're serving.
And
so
if you ever want a baptism of fire, be a trader at Denny and not know what you're doing.
Yeah.
we all have to
had
do the
no
first
idea.
year at Denny and
Yeah.
realise that, that
Yeah.
is a huge event.
I don't think I've ever seen anything like it.
Yeah.
It blew our minds the first year at Denny.
And we're very lucky too. We've got a really core group of friends that are really supportive of what we do.
Yeah.
And so, a couple of them just put their hand up every single time. And we don't even have to ask. They're just there.
Oh, I thought it was
And
the
it
free
was,
tickets.
We don't get to see anything, so I don't know what the free tickets are about.
Gets them in the gate.
Yeah. They can say they've been and then just worked like a dog for, 13-hour days, but that's okay.
Yeah.
They support us
Yeah.
like wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
And they're really vested in our journey.
Yeah.
Which is great. And we're talking about people from lots of different backgrounds, but they're all city, a lot of IT and things like that, and they just
What a
love it.
departure. What a brilliant departure to have in your life, is to come along and help your friends at their, Western trading. And, I think that's really fun.
We're very lucky.
It's good times.
Yeah.
Sophie, there's a big difference between having an idea and actually backing yourself. What did you have to push through in those early days to make it all sort of real, or was it just all guns blazing?
Just all guns blazing.
That's your style?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. She only knows one way. There's no backward steps.
And I know I should do a plan and all that sort of stuff, but I'm like, no, we'll just do
worked
this,
out
do
so
that,
far.
do this. And then,
But you draw on your experience, your fashion experience, and it's inbuilt and ingrained into you.
And I suppose I'm lucky because I've worked from the start of a product right through to it being on the shop floor.
Yep.
So the background of having that and being a buyer and a wholesaler for a long time,
Yeah.
it's and just I had the dream job. Like I was traveling the world buying for companies.
You can really learn to
then-
trust your
You
gut,
really
like
did.
your
Yeah.
intuition and
And you loved your job.
I loved it. So then
It was a big change. I mean,
But she changed for love.
I changed for a child.
Addie came along, so it did turn our world upside down a little bit.
Yeah, it
but,
did. It was a surprise package, that one.
Yeah, we're not going to hit overseas every week or every month for a week when there's a little baby at home.
Yeah,
we
6
did.
weeks.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, no, we she's travelled since about 3 months, I think.
Good on you.
3 months, I think.
Yeah,
we
that was
took
her
her
first
over
trip.
to Indonesia.
Wow.
So yes,
and
no, she's been.
She's probably
on the
got
road.
more
She's got- yeah.
more stamps in her passport than any kid that we've come across.
Well, when I married Ash, I said one thing we have to do is travel.
Yep.
Because that was my job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then just to see the world. That's what part of this is about as well. Like we see
absolutely.
Australia.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's
And there's no event off limits for
No.
us. Like, with a few calculations have to go in there of costing versus return and things like that. But there's no event we are scared to have a go at.
Yeah.
Last year we travelled up to the Gympie Muster. That's another great event that everyone should probably put on the list.
just the location.
Yeah,
Oh, it's
I have
amazing.
heard.
Like this.
Yeah.
It's
amazing.
just
Yeah.
magic.
Speaking of events, Ash, you have said before that rodeos are kind of amongst your favourites.
Yeah.
What is it about that space that feels kind of like home to you guys?
Oh, look, I do think it's the family connection.
Yeah.
Because it's rodeo families. Look, as a few people will know, I have a family connection in rodeo. I never competed rodeo or anything like that, but I always say that I'm fortunate to be the cousin of Australia's bull riding title holder.
Absolutely, yeah. Claim it.
In Toby Collins, and he's a great young fella,
Yeah.
and always has been.
Yet
a fierce
terrible.
competitor.
He will not be interviewed. That boy.
No, and believe me, Prue, I've tried
I
for
know.
you. I've tried,
I
and
know.
I'll keep trying. But he's
We'll
very
get him.
elusive.
We'll get him one day.
Yeah, so him and his lovely wife Britt.
Yes,
Gorgeous.
I would love to chat to them, but they do elude me often.
We'll keep working on it.
Yeah.
But the rodeo family are amazing. They really are. They're very supportive. Anytime you need something, those guys will be there to help.
Yeah.
There's never a suck it up, you'll be right.
Yeah.
It's always a handout. What do you need? And vice versa. With us back to them. And
Yeah.
Yeah. And
I
that's
think that is how I think a lot of them operate on, is that just, I've got you and you've got me, and we've, it's that mateship kind of thing. I think, and that speaks obviously to you guys supporting the junior rodeo at M5 so amazingly, those kids, and that is probably the largest part of the M5 rodeo circuit, is that event. That is huge. And I think we love seeing the young riders come through, but they couldn't do it if it wasn't for the support of you guys. So, where did you land on with that? Was that just something you automatically knew you wanted to do?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we you have to work up to these things, and finances and all that sort of stuff. But as soon as we knew we're in a position where we could support something, we're right in there.
Yeah.
And then it's coming down to giving them $100 gift voucher as well, and just making them feel special.
Yeah.
And making them just want to keep going. Mm-hmm. And then, but it's the parents as well.
Yeah.
But I mean, the parents are great too, because the more you connect with their kids, the
Yeah.
more they connect with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, they put a lot into it.
And the kids, especially our regulars, one Carter McDonald, what a great
the
kid.
shaping.
We were hoping to grab Carter to come in and have a few words, but he's competing this morning. So it's a bit, for a long day, we seem to sort of be falling on the same time as people eventing. But, certainly, all those kids, and, they love coming to get their hat shaped with you guys and connecting with you. So it runs deeper than just being a name on a banner, I think, you guys.
Even just walking along at an event like this or a rodeo with the kids, you walk along, you're on a first name basis.
Yeah.
I don't remember half their names.
But they come up
It's
and
often
they
a
say
g'day,
hello.
mate, usually does the trick, doesn't it?
It's a fist bump on the way past. And,
yeah.
But they have
they're
a conversation with you.
They're very good. And
They won't have problems doing podcasts like this.
no, they won't.
I know the media training's already great. They already asked me to interview them,
See?
so they request me to interview
Yeah.
them. So I'm like, you guys are going to be fine. Yeah. The future is safe with these ones.
I think so. I think so.
If you're loving this episode, don't keep it to yourself. Send it to a mate, Share it on your socials, hit follow, or even better, drop us a review. It helps us keep showing up and bringing you more from this Western world we all love. Okay, now let's get back into it. I think, and you guys are off, running on that trajectory now. We've just finished the season with M5. You guys appeared at every single event, had amazing trade. Was there a moment where you guys kind of looked at each other over this time and sort of went, okay, this is actually working and we're on to something here?
Yes, well, yes. It's our full-time jobs now.
Yeah.
So, and then we did have an exceptional brand that we were so happy with. And in the past couple of months, that brand has dissolved, which was really sad for us because we were really supportive of them.
Enter another pivot moment.
And then, and they were very supportive of M5 as well.
Yeah.
And I think we want to be that supportive as well. So we decided, I rang up Ash. I found a factory in China, and the next day we were on a plane over there for.
And it was like, how do we do this in between?
Still having the
last
bricks and
rodeo
mortar
and getting to Ready for Men from Snowy River. So.
Exactly.
But we've got two really good girls that work for us. Oh, three actually.
Yeah.
And they're always there. Like, there's not a day where I can't call one of them to say, look, can you help me out today?
Yeah.
And being in a small country town, that's what helps. But
And everyone's been always stuck their hand up. Oh, we'll jump in the shop if you need. Or,
yeah.
Whatever it might be. So
Everyone loves playing shop.
They do love playing shop.
I don't like paying the bills.
Exactly. Well, I guess that leads me into what I think now is kind of exciting news that we get to share. And you've dropped a few little teasers on the old Instagram, but the exciting news that you're stepping into something new with Rodeo Drifters, sourcing and crafting quality Western hats. So the vision there, what are you bringing to make it yours?
Well, we are, because of my fashion background, we will be introducing colour. Might not be. So
maybe not this
shapes.
much colour.
So over the past 3 years, we've really refined the styles that work well for everybody, and Ash can shape the hat anyway. So and we want to get to that price point that is happy, and that the kids that are coming to buy a hat from us can afford their first quality hat that's going to last until, because their heads grow like clothes, and keep building that up.
And just meeting each level for each customer is, I think, what we've really focused in on. I guess, our entry level point, sort of that $130 mark, and it's quite affordable for most people. And right up to, we can sell you a very expensive hat. Not a problem. But everyone
Not a problem.
But we want
everyone
the
has a
quality.
budget. The quality is our key. We don't want someone coming back and go, oh, my hat's no good 3 weeks later. Or, and we just want repeat customers and, just part of the bigger urban dust family, I suppose.
And it's the process. I don't think like when we went to the factory, you don't realise the processes that go into
Building
producing a hat. Like it takes forever. And they're all Aussie wool. And then the rabbit, it's not really Aussie, is it?
Oh no, well the factory sort of, they have their own farm for harvesting.
Right.
It's for diseases and that sort of thing.
Yeah, so we don't harvest rabbit for hats in Australia because of the diseases introduced here to control the rabbit population. And the because it's all harvested, a lot of it, from Europe and places like that. It's much higher quality. It's a completely different breed of rabbit. And they're bigger and all those sort of things. And then obviously, we step from there into beaver and stuff like that. I do get some funny looks sometimes when you say something's got beaver in it.
Yeah, no, you've told me before about something with beaver, and I was just like, I don't even know. It's a really nice hat.
And without being too, invasive on species. I think the more exotic it is, the more desired it is too.
Well,
so.
no, that's true. That's you got your snake skin boots and all kinds of things like that.
And
So
look,
it's like the
nothing
same thing.
stands out more than when you go to Texas and Fort Worth and what's achievable over there. It's next level.
Yeah.
They don't hold back. It's pretty inspiring when you're over there.
We agree completely. Yeah.
It's just
And I think it's too in Australia. It's just trying to get people. We sort of call it the Kmart culture a bit.
Yeah.
Who can run off to Kmart and get what you need. But we just want to bring quality to the market at the right price points and just have a hat for every head.
And I mean, where I land with that is I think people like to dabble in a fashion, and I guess those cheaper options are where people can put their toe in the water, and then you'll see them evolve as I have become more, like asking you questions about my hat and trying to understand it and trying to grow. So I'm looking for...
Not always liking the answer.
No. But, just like I think that, people dip their toe into this fashion and if they're not living the lifestyle naturally, it's about them understanding it. And I think then they grow. And then if they meet people like you guys, you can guide them through that and bring in those quality pieces because it does really change the game when you get those nice... nice hats on your head and, nice clothing. And
quality is very sensory. It's a touch and feel thing. And it's, you just see people, and Prue, you've seen this when you come and go, okay, will you try this hat on?
Yeah.
And you go, oh yeah, it's really nice and it looks great. Okay, now try the high-end one on.
Yes.
And she's like, stop it.
Yeah, exactly. I have
my money.
had this experience. Exactly. So, no, I completely understand. We are super excited about what you guys are going to do with Rodeo Drifters. Like, I think knowing you and understanding how you work, I think that's going to be an amazing feather in your cap for such. But I do have to ask, and like I said, we know each other, and I know you guys have. Be honest, working together, traveling together, building this together. I definitely know the answer to this, but let's do this for the listeners at home. Who's the calm one, and who's pushing the next big idea?
Oh, I'm always pushing.
Fiona's the pusher, for sure.
I come up with ideas every day.
Yeah, and sometimes I think my practical brain kicks in and go like, how are you going to achieve that?
And I'm like, we'll do it.
Yeah.
Just do it. And I'm just like, no.
Yeah.
It
And that
doesn't
annoys
work.
me.
She doesn't like no.
So I just continually push.
Just watch me, hold my beer, let's go.
Let's find someone else to do it.
And then, the quote comes and she goes, that's...
And then you do it.
And then I do
So
it.
you shouldn't even
So-
complain at the beginning. I
She
like
knows
it
how to
when-
work me. Don't you?
like any
Yeah.
good marriage.
Just tell me I can't do something and I go, okay,
Yeah.
righto.
But I think it would be madness if you were the same. Like I've traveled with you guys and I've seen you keep yourself calm. Now there might be a lot going on underneath the surface, but you do keep a very calm demeanour.
I think that's any couple though. You're going to have your moments and you're
Yeah.
going to blow up and you're going to disagree and, but at the end of the day, you'll go full circle, you come round, you'll meet at the same point
Yeah.
and we'll soldier on and we'll do the best we can. We're full steam 110% all the time.
Yeah.
It's tiring. It's hard work.
Yeah.
There's a lot of travel.
Yeah.
Mistakes get made, generally by me. But, the story that Fiona probably
sleeps
loved
in
to
a
tell.
swag.
Fiona is sleeping in a swag this week. So
See, we're all about growth, Fee.
yes.
We have stayed in some dodgy motels this year. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, we were thinking about doing the blog of dodgy hotels on our journey.
Oh, my God. But anyway, no, everyone thinks it's quite glamorous and it's not.
No.
So most of the beds are angled. But
A
anyway,
lick of paint and it'll look good.
well, that's what they think.
Oh, my goodness. I think while we've got you sitting here with all your expertise, I would love you to just put out maybe, kind of your top 3 rules for handling where you put your hat, how you wear your hat. There's some cowboy rules.
I can't do it because I just throw mine in the car.
All right,
Oh,
so
you-
Ash, give us the cowboy law, the cowboy law for hats.
Well, I mean, I think you go and spend money on a good piece of kit.
Yep,
Please try and look after it.
yep.
I think the big thing is just how you travel with your hat,
Yep.
or when you take it off, how you put it down. So don't put it flat on the brim. So like we've got our camera on. Don't put it flat on the table.
Yep.
It's going to knock the brim out of shape.
Okay. We had this discussion last night, and I was told
Flip it.
off for doing exactly that.
Flip it upside down, put it on the crown.
Yep.
If you get the opportunity to hang it when you're not wearing it, do that.
Yep.
Just gets a bit dirty and dusty, give it a brush off. If you're not wearing it every day, just give it a brush off. Hat brushes are pretty cheap.
Yep.
Knock the dust off, hang it up, have it looking good for next time you want it. Grab it and away you go. And
Don't
the other,
leave it in the car.
don't leave it on the dashboard and tell me that it shrunk and that there's something wrong with the quality. And I said, "Oh, did you leave it on the dashboard?" "Yeah." And I was like, that'll do it. Mm-hmm. That'll do it. And just look, get professionally fitted.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter whether you're a first-time hat buyer or you're a seasoned cowboy. Just come and get it professionally fitted. There's lots of levels to fitting, and everybody's head's a bit different. We've seen some different shaped heads over our journey so far.
Yeah.
And some of them are tricky.
Wow.
But we always tend to get the job done, and you just want hats got to be comfortable, not uncomfortable.
And there's so many stories too. When people come in for hats, like if it's traditional, if it's health concerns,
All that,
yeah.
But even the ones that turn up with their handed down grandfather's hat. I mean, here's a great little story. We're at Chuka Rodeo, and a young girl comes in. "Oh, look, would you be able to reshape my hat? I don't really like the style." Anyway, I said, "Yeah, give us your hat." She hands it over, and I start looking at it and feeling it, and I was like, "Hey, Fee, come have a look at this." So this is a 50-year-old Stetson
Wow.
handed down from her grandfather. She had absolutely no idea what it was. It was a pretty rare model. It's at the time would have cost him a good deal of money. She had absolutely no idea. And I said to her, just don't change it. Restore it to where it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
We made it fit for her. It was a little bit big for her. And I said, just wear it and enjoy it and love it. And, I said, that's an heirloom for life. Just a beautiful hat, beautifully made, old school.
Yep.
It was, it was great to see that. And look, as a Stetson seller too, we see lots of these come, and people come back to the States with these great Stetsons, and they make an awesome product. They've just gone 160 years, and
That's incredible.
Another limited edition range has been released this year. And when I say limited, there's very, very few out there. They only
We
do
have
a
a
couple of
few.
stores. We do have a few in store. So
Definitely.
if you're looking to get a limited
Always
edition,
get in touch.
Stetson, yeah. So
Addie's going to inherit them otherwise.
yeah, but
So Addie's like, no one buy them, please.
they're all got a story behind them, and I won't go into the JB Stetson story. We can look that up, but the JB Stetson story is pretty amazing of where the cowboy hat came from.
Wow.
And he was basically the founder of the cowboy hat. So
Incredible. Where do you sit with the cowboy hat superstitions?
oh, look,
You're not into it, Fee? No, you're not buying it? Come
Fee
on.
chucks them everywhere.
I still don't put mine on the bed. That's the
Yeah,
one
don't
thing
put
I'm
it on
like,
the
I
bed.
just can't bring in all that bad luck. Like, no, it's not happening.
Yeah,
See, I never knew growing up in the city that was even a thing.
Yeah.
but
But now,
they also say smashing mirrors is 7 years bad luck, and
we've done a
smashed
few.
a lot of mirrors on these trips. So we're still ticking along pretty strong. So look, it's all what you believe, And
I do like that it has some weight to it, though. There are people that will, die on that hill of superstitions.
Oh, and I think you just you respect the rules of the cowboy hat.
Yeah.
You don't have to go home and believe it. Just respect the rules of the cowboy hat, and just enjoy its journey. It's a great piece to your wardrobe, really.
hides a lot under a
pieces.
hat.
I was like, you
Pieces,
can never
yes.
have enough.
Yes. If you get to walk into our house, there are cowboy hats
Yeah,
everywhere. Everywhere. One day we might get that sorted out properly, but
I will probably get that sorted out.
I'll shape them.
This one will just collect them. He's a farmer. They
Yeah.
just collect everything.
There are hat cans and walls and coat hangers and They're
love
there
it.
everywhere, aren't they? But
Yeah.
that's great.
Yeah, I can't have enough of them. So I'm with you, Ash. I'm sorry. So, guys, we want to finish up with a little segment that we have at the end of the podcast called the buckle list. So as you can imagine, it's kind of like a bit of a play on the bucket list, but it's basically an opportunity to sort of ask you guys what's on your buckle list. Maybe it's life's business, rodeo world, anything. What's something you've earmarked for the future?
I think getting Rodeo Drifters off the ground.
That's number one.
That's
on the
already
list.
happening. You've got that. There's got to be. What
There's
about the lofty
There's
goals? Let's go.
There's a bit to go on that one, but
There is a little bit to go. No, we do. We want to, we want to be we don't want to be a Cobra, but we would love to be able to be the hat sponsor of something. Maybe M5.
Maybe M5. Maybe.
One day. That sort of thing. So,
Okay.
And we love helping people. We don't, I think we're very candid in what people don't know we're helping them. They know that we're helping them, but we don't go and tell too many people behind the scenes what we do to help people along. But we're always giving, so we're not. And so I think if we keep doing that.
I just think if you keep being kind and you keep, being true to yourself, that the universe will look after you in the end. And I think that list through. I mean, same line as Fee. Rodeo Drifters off the ground. I
Still
personally,
be married because we'll be travelling together.
yeah.
Maybe get a nice van to travel in so I don't have to swag it.
Well, it's okay because we're gonna win. We're gonna win the gooseneck
Oh
tonight.
no, that's
yes.
mine. Sorry, just
No, horsey people.
no. I saw him last night. I'm like, that's my gooseneck, and I'm taking it. I'm taking it home tonight.
But I think, personally, I want to be the hat maker that every rodeo cowboy comes to.
I love that.
That would be my ultimate goal.
Yep.
I want them to be on speed dial and say, hey, I need a new hat.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be, whether that takes a month, a year, or 10 years. I mean, it's all down the track, but just want to
You
bring
just keep
quality to
being
the
you,
market.
though, at that- yeah.
We want, personal touch, and everybody's different.
Yeah.
We have some tough little customers that come in and once again, Carter McDonald.
They know what they like.
He knows what he likes, and it's quite funny. I was talking to his dad the other night. Said, Carter come and annoyed me again. He goes, just tell him to go away. But he's a great kid and a great family. We love, supporting them and them supporting us. And
Absolutely.
we'll just keep one cowboy boot in front of the other and just keep on the journey.
Well, guys, from a one-night idea of the horse float to building something that's travelling the country, backing the next generation, and now stepping into a whole new lane with Rodeo Drifters, Fee and Ash, I believe you're not just shaping hats. You're shaping a space in the Western industry that feels real, intentional, built to last. And for me personally, somewhere along the way, this turned into a pretty special friendship with us, which I love because I trust you guys for advice. You've always looked after me out here on the road, being that I just joined the circuit over summer. And let's be honest, my hat collection is elite because of you two.
And only going to get better.
And only going to get better. I'm so excited. Thank you for joining me, and I reckon you guys are only just getting started.
Thank you.
Thanks for
for having us.
That was a little emotion at the end. That is it for this episode of Beyond the Buckle, recorded on location at some of Australia's biggest Western events, bringing you the stories you don't hear from the stands. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure you're following on your favourite podcast platform and on YouTube so you don't miss what's coming next, because the arena is only part of it. The rest happens beyond the buckle.